So we all have feminine and masculine energy. And I'm usually talking about how to live more in your feminine energy, right? 80% in your feminine, 20% in your masculine. So what I haven't really shared on my channel yet is when are the times that a woman should be living in her masculine and allowing it to support her and serve her. So stay tuned for that. So the first way is creating some daily rituals or daily routines for yourself. I often talk about how beautiful a morning routine is. There's also some skincare routines that I do, and there's something that I do every evening as well. Now, why is creating a routine or a ritual for yourself masculine energy? Because skincare is like beautifying yourself. Isn't that like feminine energy? Here's where I need to do a little bit of teaching. You see, because we have feminine and masculine, they're never separate. They support each other. So what your masculine energy does for you is to create the safe container, the place where your feminine energy is going to thrive and be nurtured. That is what your masculine energy is there for. So a routine or a ritual is like the masculine structure that is going to say, hey, it's time to nurture yourself. It's time to do your movement today because you know that supports you. Now, within that masculine structure, that's when your feminine gets to come out and be her ever-changing, kind of chaotic, go with the flow type energy. So here's what I always say in terms of morning routines, evening routines, whatever kind of routine or ritual you want to create for yourself. It's not an option whether you're going to do your movement or not. That's there because it's going to support you. But the feminine energy gets to come in and say, how do I feel like moving today? And that can change. So the structure of you moving every day doesn't change, but how you do it, that's where your beautiful feminine gets to come in, okay? I have done a video about a couple of questions that you want to ask yourself every day. I'll put the video somewhere here and I'll also link it below. And it is the structure that I need to go in and ask myself the most important questions that are going to serve me, that are going to support me, that are going to move me forward in my life. So I'll just mention one of those questions. One of them is, what do I want to enjoy today? If that structure was not there and you didn't ask yourself that, you as a woman who is very giving might just spend your whole day serving everybody else and never tuning in to yourself and asking, hey, what do I need? What would I like to enjoy today? So you see how that little structure is there to support you? Creating that morning ritual and that morning routine, even having an evening routine. Maybe for you, you set it up and you say, every night I'm going to do a 10-minute yoga routine and I'm going to ask myself, what was the best part of my day? That never changes. But the type of yoga you do can change. Maybe one night it'll be yin yoga. The next night your hips feel a little bit stiff. The next night, your shoulders and your neck need a bit of expansion. Like, you see how the structure is there. That doesn't change. But the question you ask yourself is, how would I like to do this? All right? So let me go on to the second time that you want to live from your masculine energy. If you've ever heard me teach on feminine energy, masculine energy, you have probably heard me use the rose as a symbol for feminine and masculine energies in a woman. The feminine being the petals, the scent, the beauty of how this top of the flower looks. So the whole flower is the feminine. The stem and the thorns, that's your masculine. So remembering that masculine energy are the structures, the organization, and that backbone that supports you, that comes in very handy when you are required to set boundaries with people. So the flower is that soft front, that's all your feminine energies that draws people into your aura. And then the stem and the thorns is that strong back, where you know your value, you know your worth, and you know what you will accept from people and what is just not okay with you. Now, that is not an angry thing. It's just letting people know where you stand, and that's those thorns. So that is another time where you want to draw on your masculine energy. You're not going to be saying to yourself, like sometimes when we're just too much in our faux feminine, I don't want to upset them. You know, I should be able to handle this better. I'll just forget about it. You know, so many women get really good at just saying, well, I'm going to be the bigger person and I'm just not going to allow it to bother me. But people keep coming at you, saying criticisms, putting you down, poo-pooing your dreams that you have. That cannot be acceptable. That's when you draw on that masculine energy and you say, you know what? I know that I am a very good person and I deserve to have that be reciprocated to me. You can simply one day feel that stalk and those thorns coming out and say, you know, I'm sorry that something about me triggers you. And so I think it's just best if we don't spend so much time together. Or I think it's best that we don't see each other anymore. I think it's best that we take some time apart. I think it's best that I go over here and do my own thing and you stay over here and you do your own thing. And I think that will be beneficial for both of us, okay? And that's all you need to say. But now they know that you will stick up for yourself. You are not the punching bag. You are not someone who's the nice, kind person that just takes all of their drama and all of their issues. You're not someone's punching bag. You are a valuable woman. So let's go on to the third way that your masculine energy is there to take care of you, support you, and lead you to achieving everything you desire. Another structure that is going to support you in your goals for wellness, looking and feeling your best, that is in alignment with the highest version of yourself, is to meal plan. Now, I know this doesn't sound sexy, but your masculine is not about being sexy. It's about supporting you. And so what I do is every Sunday, you can choose whenever you want to do this. You can do it on a Friday night if that floats your boat. You can do it on a Saturday day after breakfast, or I like to do it after my Sunday breakfast. I sit down with my beautiful cookbooks, I put on some good Parisian jazz, and I search through my cookbooks and find at least 5 meals that I want to cook that week. And then I write all the ingredients down on a shopping list, and then I know when I go to the grocery store either that day or on a Monday, I'm going to have all the ingredients to support me in creating healthy meals for myself. Not only that, but it's going to reduce the stress in my life from thinking, oh God, what do we have for dinner? Oh, we don't have any of the ingredients. What now? And then you just end up eating whatever, right? Or ordering in something like that. So that little structure is something that you want to put in place for yourself. You deserve to look and feel like the most authentic version of yourself. It is not normal to feel tired all the time. That used to be my phrase for my life. I'm so tired. Oh God, I'm so tired. Someone would say, how are you? Tired. Like it was my motto for my life. And then that became unacceptable for me. And I realized that actually there's a lot of people living who have very profound jobs or making a big impact in the world, and they're not always tired. So maybe there's a different way. And again, putting these structures into place just totally helped me. So the fact that you are going to plan your meals on the weekend, that doesn't change, but how you use your feminine energies to make it an enjoyable experience, that can change. Sometimes you might have jazz, sometimes you might have some peppy, I call it soul food. Sometimes I'm in that mood, but I just create the beautiful environment to make sure that this structure is going to support me the whole week, reducing my stress, saving money, and helping me look and feel like $1,000,000. Finally, I know that a lot of women who watch my channel are entrepreneurs, they own their own business, And so this tip is really good for them. Yet if you're not an entrepreneur, this will totally work for you as well. It's called chunking. Now, this is a very masculine structure that actually a lot of men have written books about, but it really supports the feminine nervous system. So what you want to do again is to chunk your time or create special days for things that you need to get done. So I know that on Mondays, that is when I film my YouTube videos. Then I have them edited and I move it on to my assistant, and she knows exactly what she needs to get to me by a Tuesday morning. Then I open my computer up and I write the YouTube description, go through all the tags and the SEO and all that kind of stuff. And the Wednesday, I know the other things I have to have. And so it's very laid out. It's not me going, oh my God, tomorrow's the day that I have to post a video and I haven't posted. When am I going to post? Like, the feminine energy is about flowing and being flexible, and yet it can be a bit of a chaotic energy. So if you don't have your days kind of structured, like on this day I do this, on this day I do that, you're not going to have this kind of forward momentum energy that the masculine has and will support you. You'll just kind of be always going a bit like this, like, oh, maybe I'll make a video on this and maybe I'll make a video on this. I literally know that I'm going to create a certain amount of videos about this topic. Then I'll just kind of do a video that I want to do on a certain topic that brings me joy. And then I'll move and I'll go back to some certain topics. Like, I have this sort of pattern all laid out. And that really makes me feel like I can just relax into being the authentic me and allowing the downloads to come as to what is best to talk about with that topic. But the structures are there. You see how it supports you? So if you're not an entrepreneur, how can you use this kind of chunking or designating of certain times or days to do things? You could designate certain days as being laundry days. You know, a lot of people postpone it to the weekend, but do you really want to spend your weekend just doing clothes and chores? Choose an evening in the middle of the week when you have a lot of good TV or YouTubers release videos that you love to watch, and just say, you know, that's going to be my laundry night. I'm going to put some laundry in and then I'm going to put them in the dryer, and after they come out, I'm going to fold while I watch my shows, and that's going to be your laundry day. You know, what do you need to get done? And then create those chunks of time that you actually look forward to. So I'm sure you can brainstorm a whole bunch of ways of how you could use this chunking or designating of days in your own life. And hey, if you have some great ideas that you use actually right now in your current life and you find them so helpful, please do share them in the comments below, because that will support and serve all of us. So there you go. There's 4 ways that your masculine energy is useful, protective, and supportive. And it's in you for a reason. It's just knowing when to use it and when not to use it. And if learning about those 2 things interests you, then please do hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, the like would help me so much to get this message out to women all over the world. And on that note, make it an elegant week, and I'll see you next time.